Welcome back to another episode of the Find Your Voice podcast. Today, I want to talk a little bit about detaching from the outcome. I know I want a lot of things, and I always talk about all of my big, audacious goals and all the things I still want in life. I have a big bucket list. Go back a few episodes in the very beginning. I talked about the 50 things I want. And of course, that list is ever evolving because some things I check off, then there may be new things, and some things change. And yes, I'm driven, I'm ambitious, and there are things that I want. And that quote that's above my bed, "A winner is a dreamer who never gives up," that is totally true. Every single day, I tell myself, I'm not giving up on my dreams. I am not letting go. I am taking action today and I'm holding on. However, it's really not about the end goal as much as it is about the dream and the energy that the dream gives me and the journey that I'm on. The journey that I'm on helps me to grow every single day. And it's exciting to get up in the morning and to have something to work toward. Even if I know that might be in the far future or something that is maybe in the near future, it doesn't really matter. Having something to look forward to, something to work on, gives me purpose every single day. Even with my children, right? Sometimes, especially when they're very small, when you have little babies, yes, there were many moments where I told myself, this is a season, and I'm not going to be stuck in this season forever. There are very precious things about that very early season when you have children, when they're little newborns and babies and helpless, and you have to carry them 24/7, basically. You nurse them. They're attached to you all the time. There's something very, very precious about that. But at the same time, you have to not do a lot of other things. You can't do a lot of other things because of that. And I wouldn't even say the word sacrifice, but you have to give it up for a season. In a sense, having children is very similar to a lot of other things. And I look at it like I'm enjoying the journey, but it is a journey and I'm not gonna remain here in this stage. But why? What is the purpose? The ultimate purpose? It's to give me company, to help me grow by nurturing other human beings, by really making me be the best version of myself every single day, and to challenge me to question the status quo so that I can grow. And yes, I want to be older. Maybe it is selfish. When I get older, I want to really be surrounded by a lot of family. So that is the ultimate outcome that I want. But it is still, the journey is enjoyable. Every single day when I look at my children at night when they sleep beside me, and yes, they're all in my bed. 2 of them left and right, and the oldest one, she has a bed that's next to my bed. It's a separate bed, but it's next to my bed. So it's almost like one big bed, and we all sleep there. And because I am a single mom, we enjoy that very much right now. I did want to give you some updates too. I do want to throw something in here. There was a question that someone asked me on one of the dating apps that I was recently on. And so we talked back and forth a bit for maybe 3 days or so. And then he asked me, can I ask you something personal? And I said, sure. And so he asked me, because I had told him at this time, the kids are all in my bed. So when they go to bed, I go to bed. And then he asked me, so what happens whenever or you want to be intimate with your partner? And that's kind of like, I feel like this person was, because he asked me several questions before that of, do you even have time for a partner? Do you even have time for someone else? Because you're doing all these things. You have a business, you have 3 children, you have a house. Is there even space? And what it shows me is that this particular person is in the mindset of worrying a little bit about the future and questioning if things are possible. And what I said was, where there's a will, there's a way, and things can change. And this is what it is now because this has worked for that stage of life that I've been in. If I had a new partner and we would maybe start dating and then decide this is something that could go further, things would be rethought, and life isn't static, and nothing is really written in stone. So I have this growth mindset, but it seemed like this person was a little bit in a fixed mindset of, well, if that's all the case, and that if that's the way it is now, then that is a problem. But I say it's not a problem because there are no problems. You can always change something and you can always adjust. Life is dynamic and nothing, well, really almost nothing stays exactly the same. Life always evolves, and that is the beauty of life. The unpredictable, and sometimes things happen and you have to zig or zag, and that's amazing. But coming back to the topic of detaching from the end outcome, I feel like detaching from the end outcome to where there is not this ultimate disappointment if you don't reach your goal allows you to have such freedom. You experience such freedom when it's not about the outcome, but the journey. I talk to my singing students all the time and I say, yes, the ultimate goal and what motivates you every single day is watching and listening those other amazing artists. You aspire to learn something that they can do already. I don't say like you want to be like them because we don't want to copy someone. We want to emulate maybe what they do technically so we can bring out the best in our voice. But really, there's never an arrival point. As an artist, you will never be finished. There's never this point where you can say, this is it. I'm perfect. And there's nothing I'm learning in the future. You learn every single time you sing that song again, or every new production you do in an opera house, every new staging, you learn so much, you evolve, and there's so much, there's endless possibilities. And that's life. Life offers endless options and possibilities and opportunities. And that's really what it's all about. I have those goals. Yes, I want that baby number 4. But you know what? It is enchanting, truly magical to just be on that journey of that hope of having another child. And yes, I realize when I'm having that next embryo transfer in a few weeks, in the next month, hopefully, if everything works out, I can't predict what my body's going to show up. So I still have a few tests ahead of me, and that's going to determine when it can happen. I know that whenever the time comes after the transfer and I have to take that pregnancy test, and yes, I can't lie, there is this part of me that is nervous about it, and I know there's a chance it fails. It's like a 50-50 or maybe 60-40, I don't know. Basically 50-50. So there is a chance that it will fail, but there's also a chance that it will work. But there's also a chance that the pregnancy test will be positive. And this happened to me twice. It will be positive, but it's not going to result in a live birth because you're going to have an early miscarriage. That happens quite a lot. It's not spoken about a lot, but it happens actually quite frequently because something's wrong with the embryo genetically and then it doesn't develop. So I had that twice. So twice I was full of hope. And the moment you find out you're pregnant, if you're a woman and you've ever been pregnant, you know what I'm talking about. Men, I think it's not exactly the same as a woman because you're feeling it in your body. There is so much more that goes on inside of you as you know it could be, you might be pregnant. There is this possibility, but you're in limbo because you're not 100% sure yet. And you're feeling into your body every single day, every nudge, everything that is a little bit out of the norm you're asking yourself constantly, am I just interpreting this, or is it because I have so much more awareness now? Could I be pregnant, or maybe I'm just hallucinating? Maybe that's just a normal thing. Maybe it's the medications. So as a woman, the moment you find out you're pregnant, you have your entire future worked out with that child already. You have all these visions of shopping for baby clothes, getting the nursery ready, and then holding that baby and nursing. And you're making all these plans for the future. And, you're planning for this extra child. That's going to be an extra family member forever. And so that happens. And if you have a miscarriage, then that entire future plan is crumble. It's like, okay, now it was all taken away. And I realize that that's a possibility. That will all happen. But in those moments, I always tell myself, it's not about the end outcome. It is, but that is God's decision. I can't decide about life. I can't create life. I can give life, nurture life, give life in the sense of I'm growing a child in my womb, and nurture and eat good food, and, my blood pumps through my veins, but I don't have that full control. There are a lot of things in life that you don't have full control over. You can try to do your best I try to do everything I can to increase my odds of a positive outcome. I work out now every day, not excessively. I do my 30-minute workout. I do weight training. I do running. I go outside. I walk. I do yoga. I do stretching. I eat healthy food. I drink my water with ginger shot. I take some supplements that I have researched that are actually positive, some herbs, vitamin D, a lot of, I even take cinnamon because it evens out your blood sugar. And that's all I can do. I meditate sometimes. I try to reduce stress. Beyond that, it's beyond my control. There's nothing else I can do to contribute to a positive outcome. And then I just have to let go. And I say, I'm not attached to it. I just let it go. I just give it up to God, to the universe, to the source, to energy, to the light, to all that is. And I really want you to think in terms of enjoying the journey, and whatever the outcome is, there is a reason for it. And I've also been watching, I don't know, it was suggested. I've been really listening only to a bunch of near-death experience testimonies, I guess. A lot of them have a lot in common. And it's it couldn't be a coincidence. But I feel it is totally true. The reason why we are here in this life is because it's not to make everything so easy and everything's just smooth riding, but it is to learn to grow. And how do you learn and grow? Not by never having a challenge, but the more challenges, the more you learn and grow. And I'm all for that. So every time something happens that is not according to plan, like if I do have a miscarriage, early or late, yes, it is heartbreaking in that moment. And I feel like it's good. I want to experience that side of me, that humanness that allows me to feel pain, because I feel that pain is not in vain. There is a reason why we feel it. I mean, of course, it's a lifesaver sometimes, like physical pain. If you didn't have that, you wouldn't draw your hand back if you're burning your hand. But it is good to be in that moment and to acknowledge I'm in this body and I am in this experience of this human life. It is painful right now, but at the same time, reminding yourself that this is an opportunity for growth. There is a lesson, a story to be told, looking back whenever I'm through this, and it makes me into the person that I'm going to be in the future. It shapes you. It's like a diamond, a raw diamond, no shine to it. But the more you manipulate and you file on it, take away the more edges. The more edges, the more shiny it is. And I feel like you need more edges. Every time you have an experience that isn't what you desired, and there is this pain or there is this, I don't know, heartbreak even, there is this moment that gives you an edge. And when you get through it on the other side, you will shine even more. And I feel like it is all about the journey and the experience. That doesn't mean I don't believe that I'm going to get to the end outcome. I've been actually watching a lot of videos because that just motivates me so much. I've been watching a lot of house tours of like extremely amazing homes, like $2 million, $5 million homes. And well, I have to say, honestly, a lot of them I'm thinking that's too big for me. But some of the features there, it's almost like they make me cry because it's like it speaks to me so much. I'm like, that room would be perfect for my oldest daughter. Oh my goodness, she would love it. Or that kitchen, when I could literally picture myself and my family, or that my mom coming, visiting us and staying in an amazing guest room with her own bathroom and balcony or like a patio, and us being by the pool and having these amazing get-togethers and barbecues and inviting friends and in the evenings sitting there by the fireplace in the winter, the outside fireplace, and having an outdoor kitchen and inviting all my kids' friends and having the best kids' birthday parties there. That makes me so happy. And so I watch these every day now. For the past 3 days, I've been watching these every day before I get my work started because it motivates me. I'm like, okay, let's get going. If I ever want to get that $5 million home, yeah, it sounds big, audacious, but yes. I'm like, when I see some of the features, I'm like, oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, I can see myself there. And it's not because I want to show off to anyone. Not at all. I want everyone to love to come to my house and to spend time. And I want me to have an amazing life. You know what? I could have an amazing life living in a tiny house. I totally could. And again, there are several different options. It's like it's not set in stone. I could live in a $5 million home and be happy. I could live in a tiny house and be happy. I am happy. I'm happy now. It's not like anything will make me more or less happy. But why can't I just dream, right? I want to dream, and I want to have a reason why I'm getting up every day and working hard to make an impact on the world. It's all about making an impact. It's not like I'm going out there, it's just about the money. Yes, every time money comes in, there's this feeling, adrenaline, or maybe more, it's the happiness coming. Every time, even $29. Today I have a workshop for 3 days, an opera singing workshop. And every time someone registers and I get that notification that someone has registered and $29 has come in, I'm like, thank you, God. It's such a good feeling because it shows me that someone appreciates what I do. And then I'm going to show up very excited. In a couple hours, I'm going to show up so excited because I get to make a difference in someone's life, because I want to learn how to sing opera, and I'm going to do my best to sound amazing, to motivate them. And again, reminding them it's the journey. Enjoy it. Be inspired, be motivated, and love what you do. Detach from the end outcome, and you have so much freedom because you will realize there's not only one way, there are so many different options, and all lead to happiness. It's really only up to you. The journey makes me happy, not just the end outcome, the vision of the end outcome, the vision of having the perfectly clean home, which never truly happens. But just that vision, it motivates me to go get clean, clean up the bathroom, clean up the kitchen. And this weekend, I made some progress. I organized some stuff. I made some space. I took out stuff out of the cabinets to make more space because we've had to empty out all the open shelves because the twins are taking everything out. And so I've had this problem of not knowing where to put a lot of things, but I've reorganized and got rid of some stuff so that now we can put it on the inside of the cabinets. It's the vision. It's that vision. If I had the vision of the house is messy, I would not even get started probably to try to get it clean. But I have that vision of that perfectly organized, clean home. That makes me get to work big time. And having that vision of the $5 million home, doesn't matter if you ever really ever get it. Just thinking about it makes me like, it drives me like crazy. I'm like, yeah, let's create content. Let's do it. And I've done a bunch of reels this week and social media content. I'm like, I'm going to mark the bejesus out of this. And what I mean by that is just like, I'm going to create lots and lots of content because I realize that the more touch points I have with my perfect audience, the more likely they are to want my offer. Yes, my marketing efforts, still trying to tweak all of that. I have about roughly 40 people in the workshop. I wanted 50, but 40 is good. I'm grateful for every single person who's going to come today. Yeah, just remember the outcome is what it's all about. And I'm going to close with a quote by Deepak Chopra. In detachment lies the wisdom of uncertainty. In the wisdom of uncertainty lies the freedom from our past, from the known, which is the prison of past conditioning. And in our willingness to step into the unknown, the field of all possibilities, we surrender ourselves to the creative mind that orchestrates the dance of the universe. And with that, my friend, always keep on dreaming because big dreams do come true.